to the design studio. This week, it's all about Christmas. So we're doing lots of seasonal favorites to stock my shop in time for the holidays, because as of next week, is it next week? Yeah, next week, Monday is Labor Day, and that is the turning point for a lot of us in small business, because that's when mom's focus turns from all the school stuff for the summer and family vacations and stuff like that, and they start ramping up for all of their holiday decor, be it stuff for fall to get ready for families to come out and visit for Thanksgiving, or starting their decorating for either Halloween, fall, or Christmas. So it's always good to make sure that you have things available for people who are looking to purchase Christmas gifts for the holidays, because a lot of people start shopping then. So today we're going to be making a Nutcracker Swag. And I was looking at a bunch of different price points, because initially when I bought my products, they were a lot less last year, and it's almost like they doubled in price this year for the exact same things with a little bit more stuff. So they're all changing. So before we go ahead and get started, couple housekeeping items. If you want to save this tutorial and you're on Facebook right now, go ahead and click the share button down below. The share button will take this tutorial and move it over to your Facebook page, where you'll have access to it when you're ready to put yours together. If you are on YouTube, all you have to do is click the save button, and this will save this tutorial to your Facebook, or not Facebook, your YouTube account. Also, if you want to be notified when I go live, because remember we changed Thursday's lives now, those have moved back to Friday nights. So if you want to get notified whenever I go live so you don't miss out on Facebook, make sure you have liked this page, and also that you have followed the page. Facebook requires both, but they don't tell you, nor do they make it easy for you to figure out how to do it. Like is easy enough, because the button's there, you like the page, and then those three little dots, we always wonder what those are for. Click on those three little dots, it'll open up another hidden menu. Once you're in there, you'll be able to make sure that you are following the page, and that's how you will follow any Facebook page that you want to be notified when they go live. YouTube subscribers, this is an earlier Facebook Live. If you want to be part of the Facebook Live, go over to my page on Facebook. It's under KatsCreations Wreath. Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific and Fridays at 5 Pacific. And then do the math for whether you live in Central or Eastern time zone. But if you want to get notified whenever I have a new video handy, just click the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever there's a new tutorial. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to pivot you down. We're going to go over all the supplies so that you know what we're working with, and then we'll start to put this together. So bear with me 1 second while I pivot you down. I've had so many requests to go overhead, so that's exactly what we're doing. Let me go ahead and make sure I can see your comments, which I'm here. Let me go ahead and pin my website down below. On my website right now, we are offering a rewards program, which is $5 a month, and that puts you in a group of select individuals that will be able to take advantage of reward giveaways that we are offering each month, and they're going to change. For the month of September, because this is one that starts, we are doing a wreath. We are also doing a ribbon bundle, and we're also doing a sign, a welcome sign. So the more people we get to join, the more people, or the more things that we can actually host on the giveaway. And you could sign up for just one, rewards entry, or you can do 2, 3, 4. I have quite a few people who have signed up to do quite a bit more. So those begin in September. And then everyone gets the materials list with the pictures, the instructions, the video link for the wreath that we are giving away. be it something that I've created on YouTube or something that I've created in the private group. Everybody gets that. So, starting, where are we at? So I've pinned that below. You'll see it right when you go ahead and click on the website. I think it's the second option down. And also, I'm giving you guys a sneak peek because we're shutting the doors to open enrollment here really quick. But if you want a sneak peek and you just want to see what the group is like, you can actually join for $1 right now. It gives you the private group for 2 weeks for $1. And then on day 15, it starts billing you $27 a month until you decide to quit. Or if you decide to move to the yearly, you save $54 going yearly. And then if there's also the option to go lifetime, you just pay once and you're done. So those are the things you'll find on the website. Okay, there's all that. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Jan. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for joining from Canada. So this is what we're using. We are using the Unique in the Creek oval. This measures 20 inches long, which is the longest part of this. Jenny said, had trouble getting the comment bar. It all depends on how you're viewing it, Janie. If you're viewing it on a tablet, sometimes you have to turn it from horizontal to vertical and then swipe, and sometimes the comments there or swipe the opposite direction. It just depends on if you swipe to turn them off or swipe to turn them on. Width-wise, it is going to be 14 inches at the widest, and that's measuring outside diameter. And then here, still the same, outside top to bottom. So let me show you how I have this set up. Hi, Jacqueline from Iowa. Welcome. So what I have done is I'm color coordinating these for the deco mesh that is going in. So we're going to be doing red and green deco mesh, obviously. But when you start, what I did is I started on the outside. So you have one here at the very bottom, and then you're going to put your next pipe cleaners right next to it. And I just have those to the outside ring. I'm not using the holes in the middle. I'm not doing them here because I really want to focus on filling the inside and outside of the form. So we need to make sure that we're filling the center because our Nutcracker guy is going to go in the center. We don't want him to fall all the way through. So we need to make sure that this is full on the inside and then it's also full on the outside. We'll figure out what the finished diameter is once we complete. So putting your pipe cleaner in the first hole and then wrapping it around the outside right directly at the bottom. And then right next to that one, I am doing the very next one. And then I'm skipping the holes on the outside. So I'm just toggling every other one till we get back up here to the top. And then I'm skipping. I have my center and then the two on the outside. Okay. Not so on the inside because then it would just be way too crazy. But I do have one on each of the center and then I'm just alternating the holes on the outside. We did this for the monster wreath and it created a very full base and a very clean back. You will also notice on the Unique in the Creek frame at the bottom, you have one singular hole. On the top, not only do you have a singular hole, but you have this option here, which is for your hanger. So you need to make sure you focus on this. I've done this so many times where I've built the entire thing upside down, which is not a major deal. You just put your hanger on the bottom and that's just going to be the way it goes. I don't take the whole thing apart just to put the holes in. Or you can add 2 additional holes at the whichever way you decide to put it. If you didn't catch that, you can add 2 additional holes for a hanger. Hi, Cindy. Welcome. She says, sprinkled with the love. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead. Okay, so I've covered that. Unique in the Creek frame. Where can you get it? You can get it at uniqueinthecreek.com. You can also get it at Craft Outlet. I don't know if Hobby Lobby is carrying the ovals yet, but they do carry the large flower boards. But a lot of the online places now are carrying these. So all you have to do is make sure that you type in Unique in the Creek Oval or UITC Oval Board, and that's where you'll find these. It's great because somebody invented something. Hold on just one second. Why is it? Let's see. Let's hope this doesn't finagle. I have somebody who's asking for a code, so. Oh, come on. Okay, we're off. I think we're back on. I think we're good. Hopefully that didn't interrupt. So family members in my family need to remember when Mom goes live too. All right, so Unique in the Creek board, get it on Unique in the Creek's website or Craft Outlet, which is where I purchase mine, because I generally am going to be purchasing a lot of stuff, so I just kind of throw those in. We are doing just a regular fabric mesh. So we're doing red and green. We're doing 11 of each, cut to 20 inches. We're going to ruffle these and add these to create our base. Those you can get from Crinkle Designs. You can also get them at Craft Outlet. We have our Nutcracker, which is a 15-inch. Yes, it is a viable work Nutcracker. And these I got last year at Home Depot for like $14.97. This year, they're $30, if you can believe that. But what I did find is if you go to Hobby Lobby has these, they're normally $22.99, but Hobby Lobby's Christmas is 50% off, so you can score on a couple of these. And they have the same ones that Home Depot has, but you get them for $10.99. So that's quite the savings. So you can probably pick up a couple of those and have those for quite a while. Then we're coming in and we're going to add some ribbon. We're going to make a bow and we're going to go ahead and get started. So without further ado, like I said, each one of the pipe cleaners is designated so that I know which color decomesh is going in each. So we're just taking and imagining a line right up the center, and you're just pulling that towards you in about 1/2 inch pleats. And then we are just going to, I'm going to start right here on the top, on the outside, and we are going to add our ruffles. Just like so. Let me double check something just to make sure how we did these last time. Yes, we did them just like we did the wreath board. So in this facing inside, it's entirely up to you however you want to do it. If you want to do the outside ones all one way, whatever you'd like is entirely up to you. Janie, they are 20-inch pieces. You will need 11 of each color if you lay out your board this way. Okay, now we're going to do our green. And like I said, I am going to, should have probably started with the inside, but I'll just throw the green right here and then we'll finish the rest of the inside ones. So just like this. And if you're not sure if you should leave your pipe cleaners on or take them off, it's entirely up to you. You decide what you'd like to do. So I'm just kind of flopping those that way just so they fit. I'm going to grab another red piece for my sides, and I'm going to go ahead and finish the inside, and then we'll do the outside so you can see how full those are. Okay. Today is such a beautiful day. It feels so much like fall. I just wanted to be outside all day. It was super cold. Today I actually turned the heater on. Not in my shop, just turned the heater on in the house. So definitely feeling the fall. Now I'm just going to keep going around to the next one. I'm going to do green. So sometimes it helps to have your pipe cleaners color coded. That way you don't mess up on what you want to put where. So like I said, I'm just taking these, placing these to the inside. Even though this is fabric mesh, I was able to cut it with a wood burning tool. Elizabeth said, how cold was it? I think when I woke up this morning, it was 54. And right now, it is currently 64. So it has not heated up very much, but I am loving it. It's kind of weird. You want to throw the fireplace on, but then leave all the windows and doors open so that you can sit by a fire, make it feel like fall. Okay. And like I said, I haven't decided if I wanted to put anything here, so I'm leaving my pipe cleaners on. When we did the monster one, we took them off. And now we're going green. So I'm just doing the center. These specifically have no metallic in them. Hi, Denise. Welcome. She said it's 100 degrees in Indiana. Oh, that's way too hot. But we're due to get some 90-degree weather by the weekend. So this is just like a sneak peek. I feel like God's going, here's what's coming. Don't forget this. And so I was able to enjoy it. So it is nice. Cindy says 95 with the heat index. It's 100. Is that southeast Missouri? Now we're doing red. Linda says, oh goodness, I'm so ready for fall. It is so hot in Florida. It was hard to breathe outside in this heat. Now that is when you can tell it's hot. When it's difficult to breathe. I could skip over summer. After living in the desert for 20 years, I don't miss any of the heat at all. Okay, going around, I'm just moving some of my outside pipe cleaners, flattening those because they're getting in the way. They're going through the other pieces when I get ready to lay them. So you will need a grand total of 22 pieces. So if you wanted to do something, say for example, that had whatever color combination you decide for your nutcracker, border mesh would actually do really well on this because border mesh focuses on just the outside bands of color. So that is super nice that way. And that would showcase, you know, those bands of color that are just focused here. That's specifically what they're designed for. Skip the middle, focus on the outside, is basically what it's saying. And I'm just going to open that so that I can plop this one right inside. See how the other pipe cleaners just get in the way? You just gotta move them. And I am like tying them with enough twists that if I need to, I can come around and just snip all the inside ones really quick. The outside ones I know we're going to put ribbons in because it's going to be focused on the outside, whereas the inside is just going to hold the body of the nutcracker. So as you can see, we're filling that hole. Darlene said it was 102 in St. Louis, Missouri today. The heat index is still 108. Good Lord. Well, this is end of August, right? Is that normal for you guys? Got one more piece to squeeze in right here. And then we'll move to the outside. I thought I'd just show you guys some different boards that you can use. Now this board on Craft Outlet's site is $5.95, so it's about right up there with a work frame. I think sometimes the work frames can be like $7 or $8. Did I wood burn my ends? Well, I wood burned the mesh when I cut it, so that would be a yes, Denise. I tried it and it cut, so I was like, okay, we're good. All right, just going to take my ends and make sure I've got them together in the event that I need to go around and snip the inside ones really quick if we choose not to use them. And now I'm going to focus on the outside. That's just inside mesh only. You're so welcome, Denise. Ooh, close to a record, so not typical. That is insane. Elizabeth says, I have those boards. I haven't used them. You've got to try them. You know, I always say wreath makers are generally the ones to really come up with some cool products because we kind of know what we need. This is going to feel more of a swag because it's more elongated. You could also do a evergreen swag. If you got a couple pieces of evergreen garland, you could tie them together and do the same process that I have here. You could also use a teardrop swag and just add your deco mesh directly to your teardrop swag. So as you can see, I'm just kind of pushing the pieces aside so I get those in. Nice and pretty. Okay, we're back to green. This is going to be pretty wide by the time we are done, but it's going to be super quick and it creates a very clean look on the back that you don't have to worry about covering because the frame is already covered. So I'm just pushing that one aside, plopping the green down on top. So this is the first year I've really used the Unique and the Creek boards to really focus on using them for deco mesh. I'm trying to get these two pieces unstuck. That's the thing with fabric mesh. You have really great coverage. It's just overly clingy. So I'm still doing the same thing, just kind of making sure my edges are brushed back down. You could take some extra time and go in and make sure, like right in here, how you can see the board. Just take your preceding piece and fill that in so that you don't have any gaps. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Pull this away. And we've got our red. I'm anxious to see what the finished dimensions are on this. This wreath is available currently on my website only. So this will be the only one of this type that I am able to make because this Nutcracker is discontinued. I can't find him anywhere. So he's kind of the red, white, and blue with a little bit of, he's got a jewel staff. So that's what that is. Okay. Out here, same thing. So I didn't want anything else to sparkle on this. Well, I guess I do, because I'm looking at some of the ribbon I picked. It does have glitter on it, but not crazy over the top glitter. So we're trying to stay traditional red, white, green, and gold for Christmas. Same thing. Make sure your ends are curled. That helps them from not fraying. And we're moving around. This one's probably not going to fit in the, whatchamacallit, in the screen by the time we finish it. It's just going to be like, over the top, crazy big. Again, make sure you turn your corners. See how that mesh likes to go right through the piece. It's kind of funny. It's got a weird pattern like green, red. You either have to be opposites on either side, or you make them the same colors as you go around the board, which is kind of creating that effect. Okay. And we're back to red. We have 4 more pieces to squeeze into this frame. So again, we're taking the finished edge, placing finished edge directly towards the center of our frame and the outside. Giving it a couple twists, we'll be coming back in and adding our ribbon tails around the outside. I just want to see how big the Nutcracker, like how much real estate he's actually going to take up on the wreath, so that I can prepare for what we're doing. He's going to get a bow. So he's going to have a bow at the bottom. Cheryl says, I have a Nutcracker that my mom gave me one Christmas. The only thing is, it's shade of purple, my favorite color. I guess I will have to get another one. Or you can just incorporate purple into using that Nutcracker if you want, Cheryl. Because I love plums for Christmas. Like, I think that is very vintage Victorian. Like purple and gold and an emerald green. Or you can do purple and silver. Okay, so there's this. Couple twists. Making sure we keep our pipe cleaners out. Here is the last one, and then I'll give you the dimensions of what the Deco Mesh base did create. Okay, squeezing this one in, right in here. Okay, nice and tight. Make sure this is flipped out. Let's look. Deco Mesh end to Deco Mesh end is 30 inches long. Wow. And that was weird. I heard a snap. It might have been my clips. And we're looking at 24 inches across. So 24 across, 30 inches long. Yes, this will still fit in a 24 by 24 inch box. It's going to be a little on the snuggy side, but on a diagonal, I think a 24 inch box can fit 33 inches on the diagonal. So we're well within our limits to how wide we can build. So taking this guy, he's going to actually sit in here. He's going to sit up a little higher because we have the bow going on here at the bottom. So I'm going to fasten him in. We're going to wire him in from the head. And then we're also going to wire him in probably around his feet at the bottom. I try really hard to make it to where you can still take them out. They're not glued in. So let's grab our floral wire. I'm going to use 22 gauge floral wire. I'm going to bite off a big chunk. And since this is silver, I'm going to go right around his hat. So it's just going to fit nice and snug right underneath that little ribbon that is there. So I'm going to twist that in the back. Okay, so that is set up. And then we're going to wire in his feet. We don't need to go overly crazy, you know, to get them to go in. Just enough to go around. So if somebody really wanted to take them off, you could take them off. Cat needs to get over to Michael's and get. So I'm just going to go right around the lower half of his shoes. Gonna make sure. You could even, like if I really wanted to cloak this, we could just take black pipe cleaners and I would twist right around the back. Okay, just like that. Let's grab another one. Going up, I have to go around his little staff because you won't see the black because he's got black boots on. Okay. Let's take the floral wire and move that someplace else. So we've got him all set up, so hopefully he's camouflaged really well. Now, before I make that mistake again, I'm going to look and make sure where's my board. So flipping it over, I'm looking for my hangers. So this is my top. So I'm going to take him and he is going to settle in. Let's make sure his little beard comes out. He's going to settle in right here. I'm going to take, so now I know for a fact, I'm not going to use my pipe cleaners on the center, at least not on the top. So I'm going to cut those off, push them down. So I have 3 right here at the top. Just like that. Tuck it down. Got this one right here. Tuck that back down so we don't see those. And then we're going to fit him in right inside. Place my hand under the board so that I can find, Lordy, where are we going to put that? Okay. So this is going to, I guess we're going to have to actually look for the hole because there's a hole right here in the center. And then I have one on the other side, right up here. And that'll keep him pretty balanced. Go ahead and pull him nice and tight. And there's that. Okay, now for the bottom, same thing. I'm going to remove my pipe cleaners here. Tuck that one down. We're going to remove this one. Remember, we twisted all our inside ones extra times. Tuck this one in. Tuck that down. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that he's staying centered. The pipe cleaners help establish that interior space. And so now I'm going to look and see, okay, what do we have available as far as pipe cleaner holes? And I should have one right here, which I do. Geeks. Okay, there's that one. Nice and tight. Charlotte says this is gorgeous already. Right, we haven't even really started. So I'm using the shared hole that's going here. So I gotta make sure there is a hole right in here. There it is. Okay. It's like pipe cleaner fighting with pipe cleaner to get in the same hole. Shouldn't. Oop. I guess it helps too if you make sure that your pipe cleaner ends are nice and full. So I can bring that one back up. Alrighty. So our nutcracker is all set. So that is how he is sitting in our frame. Down here, this entire section is going to be nothing but a big bow right here. So it means on the outside, I don't think, I might use these just to put in scatters and fillers so that we have color. I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to ignore those for now. I'm going to definitely start going around the outside and adding our ribbons. So let me show you what the ribbon combos look like. So this is what we have. This is called, I'm trying to think of it, our acanthus leaf on top of an emerald green. So we're pairing that with a 2.5. Here's our nutcracker, same nutcracker, exactly. Green legs, black boots, everything except his hat is red on our nutcracker. This one's black, but we're not gonna, it's okay. They don't have to match perfectly. We're pairing that. So this is 14-inch, 2.5-inch ribbon. This is 19-inch, so we're using those as a pair. Where'd they all come from? This is Craft Outlet. The nutcracker at the bottom, these two are Craft Outlet. This one is actually Sam's Club. So all the nutcrackers, same nutcracker guy here. Well, we don't have the one with the green. And then we're doing a drum pattern. So the drum pattern is from a company called Gordon's that I ordered from way back in 2018. So I have like just remnants of this ribbon left. So this is 14 inches. The 1.5 inches is 19 inches. These are going all the way around. So I'm like looking at the pairing, thinking that where we have red, we are going to use the green. And then where there's green, we're going to pair that with red. So starting here at the top, we are going to fold our 2.5-inch ribbon in half. We're going to gather right up the center. Okay. This is going to go right on the inside. One complete twist. We're going to fan this to the outside. We're going to take our 1.5 inches, bring the dovetailed edges together and go up about 2 inches. We're going to pinch in for a half bow look. That's going to go here. I might even do something a little bit different with this one, just because it sits at the top. Matter of fact, let me do that right now. So this one's just going to get its own separate look from everything else. I'm actually going to take a second piece, cut that to 19 inches, and we're going to do a double bow so that it can actually hang down and create like a topper bow. So let me show you. There's the dovetail. So I'm going to take that along with the one I just put in. So let me take this one out. Okay. So I'm going to hang on to these together really quick. Just like that. I'm going to take this bow that we have, instead of fanning it to the outside, I'm actually going to take this one and I'm going to fan this one down. So it's going to kind of go off to the side. Now I'm going to take a half bow and a half bow and put those together. Okay. Just like this. They're going to go right on the inside. Okay. I'm going to open up the loops. Just like this. I'm going to right side the wrong portion of that ribbon, because there's always one wrong side up, the other right side up. So it's going to create a little like centerpiece bow for the top of him. Hi Kathy, welcome. And then we're going to use these right here. And I'm actually going to put 2 gold balls on there with the glitter. And these are from Hobby Lobby. So you can find these in the Christmas section now. And I'm using the ones that have a lot of the sequin pieces on them. So I'm just going to add a dab of glue, place that right there, add another glue ball, take my pipe cleaner end and go right through that ball so that we kind of have just something a little bit different for the top of that design. And then now we'll go through the rest and do normal stuff, which means on our green, okay, I'm going to take my green and just kind of tuck that over there. We're doing our drum pattern. Find your middle and go right up the center. And now we're going to tuck that in, 1 twist, fan to the outside. And then we're going to take our nutcrackers and go up about 2 inches for that half bow, and we're going to add that here. Okay, we'll open this one up. Right side for me, it's always my left. And I want to make sure that I can see both of those ribbons. So I kind of just toggle them in between my half bows. We're going to cut our pipe cleaner ends down to about 1.5 inches, and then we're going to add red, green, and gold balls to these. So we have the gold here. The red and green, again, you can get at Hobby Lobby. It's red, white, and green. So I'm going to take a red and a green one. Same thing. Put a dab of glue on. Place that right on the end. Just push that in. They go in so easy. You could poke it first and then pull it off and then glue it, but it's like one extra step you don't have to do. So I'm going to kind of make that look just like that. So that's the desired look I'm attempting to achieve. So now we'll keep going around the outside. If I have this calculated correctly, I think you'll need 5 of each of the ribbon, except with this one, I just now added that extra piece. And I could do double bows on that one all the way around, but I just want it to set off and be something different. Okay, flip this one around. We'll fan that out, and then we'll put 2 gold on here once we cut these down. Oop. I think I might know a few other things that we might end up putting in here. This is like my brain working while I'm doing the design, thinking of everything else I have here. Like I know right now at Hobby Lobby, all of their Christmas is 50% off, which is why you can get your deal on your Nutcracker. You can also get the Christmas picks, you can get your scatters and filler balls, and think about them, not just for Christmas, think about them all year round. You might want the green for St. Patrick's Day, like green and gold, used as on St. Patrick's Day. Red and white, you can use for Valentine's Day. Purple, green, and gold for Mardi Gras. Red, white, and blue for all your patriotic holidays. So never just stop with Christmas. I want you to start thinking outside of the box, beyond Christmas. So these ones will always be red and green. And then the ones with the gold ribbon, the gold and green ribbon, will always get 2 gold balls. But I know that like Hobby Lobby has swirl glitter picks that you could come in and use. You could add gold berries. You could add, what else? You could add gold, red, and green flex tubing bundles. I'm trying to think. You could add small red, gold, and green Christmas balls. You know, it's entirely up to you. Aw, thanks, Gloria. She says, hi, Kat. He is so cute. Steve, it's going to be very full. Can you do me a favor and text Kaylee and tell her Mom has a live and to please stop texting me? And I've told my kids this. I told them today, hey, I have 2 lives on Tuesday. So, unless you're bleeding or something else, and I know they're not, they're just forgetful. They just forget. Because their days just all run together. I know, Cheryl, right? She said, I can't wait to see this finished. Me neither. Because sometimes I'll go back and look at, you know, I'll pull up all my Nutcracker wreaths and make sure that I'm not duplicating same ribbon patterns or same, you know, did we do a swag? Did we do a wreath on this one? What did we do? How can I make it different? And then there's always new ribbon that comes out. So I try every year to purchase whatever the Nutcracker ribbon is. Okay. So there's our ribbon there. So all these ribbons are drawing your eye. Your eye focuses on the Nutcracker, but then it fans out naturally just based on that sun. I'm going to actually start up here at the top so that we wind up in the bottom. So I know, where did we begin? Because I know we're putting a big bow down there. So I'm just not sure where the ribbon has to end. So doing this helps me to go, okay, what else are we looking at here? What else do we need to add? I'm trying to get the ribbon to where we can have that ribbon focus around his head. Okay, tucking this one under. And we'll cut that down. But I agree with you, Steve. Yeah, it is going to be full, which is what we want. We want it to be full. Because you could hang this on a wall. You could hang this. That was interesting. I got 2 that are stuck together, which is going to be interesting because you can't really pull. Well, you could. You could pull them apart. And then where I have that white spot, I'm just going to go ahead and put right through my ribbon. And we've got the green. So windy here. I saw just before I went live, one of our rural small towns is without power right now. And I'm thinking it's only because of the wind that they lost their power. So I'm like, please don't lose power. I need to get these in. Okay. Boop. I forgot to actually twist my pipe cleaner all the way around so it wouldn't pull my ribbon out. Got to get it in at least the one time. Now we're going to cut these down to gold balls. Let's fluff the ribbon tail first. Right side, the opposite end. And as you can see, we can really see, because this is spaced out so nicely, I don't have to like pick and choose which ribbon combo is going to go on the outside, which one's going to go on the inside. They, you can see all the ribbon. It was funny, I was at Hobby Lobby the other day looking at, okay, what's new? What can we design that hasn't already been done before? But now I'm thinking I have to go back and look at their nutcrackers, because they had a gingerbread nutcracker and they had a baker nutcracker. So I think I'm going to get those because I have some ideas. For like what design we could do with those. You can do the exact same thing like we're doing here. You can make a swag. You can make a wreath. They'd be nice little touches for a baking wreath or a gingerbread wreath. And remember, these are going to get our red and our green. So I'm trying to keep these like paired up so they're on the right sides. And I'm always making sure my dot goes between the sequins. Otherwise, if you just put it on the sequin, you're going to have a really hard time trying to get that on that ball. Okay. Looks like I got one. That's right. I did one to the top, so I would come up one short on the bottom. So I think I'm going to do, the green would require the drum. Not sure I have enough of the drum pattern to go all the way through. So I might have to come up with something different there. Let's add our gold, and then I'll figure out what are we going to do there. I mean, the bow's going to kind of sit right in here. So I might build the bow, because this is what I would do if I was here by myself. I'd be like, not really sure, you know, how much of that is going to be impacted. Trying to get that in. Where did I get the green and gold ribbon? Craft Outlet, Cheryl. Yeah, you could make this a centerpiece, but I think I would probably take the Nutcracker out. But yeah, imagine, ooh, that's a really good idea, Irvina. Imagine if you just made the whole thing, take the Nutcracker out, and add like pillar candles on candle stands in here, and then that becomes a centerpiece. There is that. Okay, so I only need one more piece of drum ribbon, so let me look. Let me see, do I have enough to make the bow? Let me set this aside. That is a big wreath, let me tell you. I think I have enough. If so, we're going to pull this out. I'm going to cut this last one here. Save the rest for the bow. And then I'm going to need one more piece of the Nutcracker ribbon to finish off the outside. So that'll complete that look. So dovetails, really quick. You're just going to take the wired edges, you're going to fold them, and you're always going to cut from the folded edge down to the wired point. I'm actually doing both of these at the same time, so I've got both ends done. But wired edges, folded side, wired point. We'll do the same on the other side. You start developing all these like little shortcuts for ways that you could do, you know, how can you reduce the number of cuts that you have on this? So I'm going to do this one here. We're going to add those two at the bottom to finish that off. And then this one in the very, very center, I'm not going to worry about because the bow is going to be right in the way. So here's this. And our Nutcracker ribbon. Do our little half bow. Kind of tuck that in. It'll also thicken up the bow having these on the bottom corners. Because you'll see these sticking out on the bottom, so it'll make it feel like the bow is bigger than it is. It's still going to be a pretty big bow. Okay, green to the right and red to the left. If you mess up, just switch your, just twist your pipe cleaner just a half a turn so that the red's on the other side. If you should mess up, instead of trying to pull those glue balls off. Okay, there's that one. I'm going to remove this one. So let me give it a couple extra twists. Because this is, our bow's actually going to feature right in here. Going to tuck that one in. And we'll stick this one in. Get this last one in. But yeah, that would be a gorgeous centerpiece. We might just do that. Show you all the things you can do with a oval board. Like just creating a gorgeous centerpiece and then adding pillar candles. So if you went to like Dollar Tree, you could get the candle stands, like the wood ones. Spray paint them in gold, green, red, whatever color you'd like. And then add your flameless pillars. And then you have a gorgeous centerpiece for your dining room table. That's really super simple. Like if you're not using it for a wreath. And I have done that on so many things. Like, oops, I need a last minute centerpiece or table runner. Go into my shop and grab a swag. Like a fall swag. Like the mailbox swag. Flip it out. Rearrange the bow. There you go. You're all one and done. Okay. So that's there. I know we still have these. I'm still thinking along the lines of what I want to put there. Don't want to take any attention away from our Nutcracker, but I'm going to move him so we can make our bow. I'm going to cover these because I've been known to bump the edge and have them fall out all over the floor and roll under my workshop, the workbench that's here. I don't want to have to fish those out. Okay, so let's create our bow. Our ribbon's all done. So we're going to grab the bow dabra. And we're just going to do the standard bow. So I'm going to start. I might have to go grab another roll of this. Yes, it's not quite long enough. Nutcracker. White nutcracker. This is why I always say buy two. So that if you run short, this is great because you can get 2 ribbon tails out of that. But we'll trim off the bottom. Since this is a vertical ribbon, I'm not going to worry about, hey, some of your nutcrackers are upside down and some of them are right side up. Set that aside because there's nothing you can do short of just making like a tail and then a loop, sticking it in here. A tail and then, okay, I'm going to show you how you would solve that problem. Okay, Kat, we want this to be even on both sides. Vertical ribbon, there is no alternative outside the method I'm going to show you right now, which is we need a 10-inch tail, and I know that my loop size needs to be 5.5 inches. So 5.5 plus 5.5 is 11. So if I go out 11 inches here, I'm also going to need probably an extra 5 inches for my overlap. So what do I mean? Okay, I'm going to cut this at 25 inches. Okay, we've got the dovetail end. I'm going to go up 10 inches because that's where my tails would go. Okay, I'm going to create my loop at 11. So this is what I'm saying. You need a little bit of a tail, because if you don't have the tail, it's going to slide out of the bow maker. So this is going to be this side's ribbon. So I have that little tail right there. And then I need to do the same thing, which is dovetail your end. We're going to measure that out to 25 inches. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. Gather at 10. We're going to gather again at 11. Bring those 2 loops together. And now I'm going to flip it. Just like this. So I should have, I'm hoping, it's going to be at 5 inches. Let's see what this one does. Okay, this one's at 5 too. Let's take a little bit more off since we have such a long tail. Here's my 10. I'm going to go 12. Okay. Let me do the same on this one. Because we still have enough gap. I gave us a 5-inch gap. So that if I pull this out, I need to pull a little bit more on this side. We're right at 5.5 inches here. So same thing here. 10, gather, go down to 12, put those 2 together, and flip them. Okay. This way, when you bring your tails down at the bottom, your nutcrackers will both be the same. But I'm always making sure that, hey, you know, like this is still showing. You need to kind of pull that out a little bit. So we're at 5.5. 5.5 and 5.5. And don't worry about those tails. You can cut them off once you put your bow together. But that's the only way you can do it. You can't do them the same way and try to twist it in reverse. That only works for a horizontal pattern. Let's see if we have enough. Yes, just barely. Just barely on this one. Okay, dovetail it in. We're doing 9.5 inches. We're going to twist. plop that on the inside. I'm only doing 5-inch loops on this one. So it's always bring that back to your 10-inch line mark. Stretch out your loop and make sure that ends at 5 inches. Gonna do it the other side. Measure to confirm where's your length, where's that hitting, and then go back out 9.5 inches. Do our dovetail end. And literally look how much ribbon I had left. That is the end. Can never ever be replicated again because it was discontinued from what is that? Wow. 2018, 6 years ago. That's how long I've had that ribbon, and that is the last of it. The remnants are gone. But it's kind of a nice look. Okay. Then we have these two. We want to put the nutcrackers on the outside. So what can we do on the inside? Well, I also want to make sure we put this red. It is a D. Stevens ribbon, which means super expensive, but oh so nice ribbon. That's actually going to be on the outside. So I'm thinking we might want to do this look. So I'm going to do red and white, or red, gold and white Swiss dot. We'll do the acanthus ribbon. We'll do the, whatchamacallit, the nutcracker from Sam's, and then the D. Stevens ribbon on the outside. So Irvina, the drum is from Gordon's. The nutcracker, this ribbon, and the gold Swiss dot are all from Craft Outlet. The drum ribbon was from Gordon's from like 6 years ago. The nutcrackers from Sam's. And then the, whatchamacallit, the red ribbon with the gold is from Shinoda. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you're still there? Because I see buffering on my side. Just do like little thumbs up or give me a heart. Okay, you guys are still there. I gotta figure out what the heck is going on with my tablet. Because my tablet just freezes. Maybe I should go out and go back in and see if it pops up again. Okay, so this one is going to be 9-inch tail, and we're going to do a 4.5-inch loop. I usually always keep talking until I see comments that go, lost you, screen's frozen. And then I'm like, okay, well, it's frozen on my side, so we're all in the same. Alrighty, moving that one over. So measuring 4.5 inches. And just making sure that your ribbon loops are the same size, your ribbon lengths are the same size. Just make it easy on the fluff part. And we'll dovetail this end. So we're bringing the gold back in through the ribbon. Both this and that hunter green, like an emerald green color. Oh, sad. I'm going to forever miss that ribbon. Okay, now we're going to do, what is this called? Did I write it down? I did it on our materials list. I actually looked this up to see if it had a specific name. It's like Athacanthes leaf. So this is going to be 8.5 inches. And it's going to have the same 4.5-inch loops. So because we already measured the gold in white at the bottom, you're just going to put your fingers in both and then pull. Okay. Up and over. Pull. But now we still need to measure out our tail. At 8.5. There we go. And that one's down. I have this in 2.5 inch as well. I think that came out last year for Christmas because I bought this ribbon for a Victorian Charles Dickens Christmas wreath I did last year. And I wanted something very metallic and elegant to go with that look. So that's what I used. Okay, this one's all done too. Now we're going to do the Nutcracker. So let's do him the same way. Okay, let me do the math in my head. This has to be an 8-inch tail with a 4-inch loop. So 8-inch tail, 4-inch, and 4-inch is 8 inches. So that's here. And then we're going to add 1 inches. So I can't really dovetail the other end, otherwise we'll have upside down little heads going on. So we're going to go gather in at 8. Okay. Then we are going to gather in at 4. I think we're doing 9. I think that'll give us 8 inches. Let me see. I want to make sure the length on my ribbon hits at 4, and it does. So we're good there. Now we got to create it from the other way. So we said 21 inches. You just have to be careful when fluffing these because you could pull them completely out because they're not together. So same thing, 8 inches. Gather, and then I'm doing 9 inches and flip. Okay, and then I'm just spinning this over and dropping that down. Bring this back over to the 10. Make sure that lays on that 4-inch line, which it does. Okay, so we have those going in the same direction too, which is good. Rather than talk about the problem, I show you how to solve the problem. And then this is this really expensive ribbon. So this ribbon is only a 10-yard spool, but it costs $20 to buy it because it is dual-sided. It's gold on one side and it's red velvet on the other, but you can totally tell when you pick this up that you are dealing with some high quality ribbon. Number one, the wire in it is very thick, which means this is going to definitely hold its shape. So I'm doing it at 7 inches. Okay. Gonna plop that inside. This will stay wherever I want it to go. That's how thick that is, the wire. So we want 3.5-inch loops. So I'm bringing this up, making sure we're at 3.5. It's going to be really thick when it comes time to wrestling that into a pipe cleaner. Again, making sure I'm right at 3.5 inches. And then take this all the way out to 7.5 inches. And then I'm going to do the dovetail on the end. Just like so, and that's done. So what this, like, I only bring that ribbon out very, very sporadically. We're gonna do red butt cleaner, so I'm gonna bend this into a U so that when I pick this up and gather the whole thing, I'm holding it all together. Now I'm gonna drop that down in the center. I'm going to hold the bottom and I'm going to twist. Okay, now we're going to fluff that bow so that it's easier for us to put on our swag. So I'm just going to take my little C-hook. I'm going to hook that pipe cleaner bundle right underneath here. And remember, we're doing a downward bow. This is going to be at the bottom, so we want to pull all of our tails down to the bottom. Don't worry about those. Just bring your tails down. Do it here. Tails down. Okay, so all of our tails are facing down. If you want, you can go ahead and trim this if it starts to become too much of a pain. Like, I don't want to see that when I'm into the fluffing. I'm going to trim it down a little bit more. So from the top two, we're just going to go opposites here. And then on this side, we're doing opposite as soon as I get my finger under. So just like these, we've lifted the top two. Then we're going to do the same thing here. I'm actually going to bring that gold and green up to the top. I'm going to trim this a little bit more because I don't want to see it. And put that one in the center. So fluff, fluff. Now I'm going to bring the gold up and allow the green to stay below. And then here, I'm going to bring the red up. Let the white stay below. So down here, when you're getting to the last of your 2.5, you really want to go in there and lift those ribbons up. So I'm going to pull this one up. Like, really get your hands in. And then just start fluffing all of your ribbon wherever you want that to be. Okay? And all the tails, we're just going to put that arc back in them by just dragging them through our fingers. So just go through and find them all. Run your fingers through, including the ones on the very, very, very bottom. Okay. And then you can start to rearrange these if you're taking a photo of your bow. Like, hey, I'm going to sell this one. I need to showcase everything that's in it. Just rearrange all of your ribbons so that you can see all the colors, all the things, right? Move that over. Just like that. So if we were to snap a photo, it would look something like that. Okay? Just a lot of love on the bows. Okay? We're going to now take that and add that to the bottom of our design. So I'm taking that off. Move the board. We're going to bring our wreath over. And we're going to add this right in here. So what I want to do is make sure that we're creating a bow home, a place for our ribbon, our bow to lay. Otherwise it's going to sit up here. I don't want it sitting on top of the base. I want it actually down underneath. Maybe have those ribbon tails kind of drop in here like this. It's kind of what I'm thinking, because I kind of like that look. So we've got a lot to get down there. So I'm going to grab my pipe cleaners. And before I do that, let me flip this over and look at what do I have to work with for a bow home. Like, where... Okay. I kind of see an entry point to the board right here. So I can work this through all the deco mesh, which is all I'm doing. Just going through all the mesh to my where it has to come out the other side of the board. Because it's not like the Dollar Tree frame where we can just, you know, reach under there. You're feeling for the rails. Okay. Hang on. Okay, I have it. Again, pipe cleaners are just not being so forgiving. It's because I'm working with a really short piece while I'm trying to work all the other sections down. Okay. Oop, I found the hole. Hold on. It's so hard when all you're doing is trying to get your ribbon down to that level. I got it. I got it. Okay. So now we can just fluff all of our ribbons just like this. It's all nice and pretty. All centered. Actually, I need to move him just slightly over this way. So I need to loosen up one side of his pipe cleaner on his legs so I can move him just slightly over and then tighten the other pipe cleaner. Got one more. Okay, so once I've got them, it feels like I'm working a puppet, like tightening one and loosening the other so that I can bring those where I need them to be. And see, we still have, so see why these ribbons were still an extra added bonus. Like I said, it's going to definitely add to our wreath bow that we've created. So what can we do with the pipe cleaners that are in the center of here? So I have 1, 2, I don't have one here, so just 2, 2, and 2. Hang on a sec, let me look. I might have something. Okay, we could add, I got these at the end of the season from Hobby Lobby. So we could, these are just really big balls on picks. We could take a couple of these. Let me cut a couple of them off. We could take these and add these in here, which I kind of like. I was trying to find another red one. It's like I have one red one, but I can't find the other red one. Like, I would like to kind of do something like that. Whoop. Let's pull this one. They're two separate pieces of deco mesh. So something like that. Not enough to take it away. Let's see what the two little ones look like. If we go high and low on the littles. Okay. These have some really thick wire in them. We could go like these. And this one could go up here. So it'd be a high and a low. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? Like a high and a low? Let me see if I can find the other red one. While you guys are deciding. Trying to think of what else we can add. What other picks? What other fun things does Cat have? That maybe we could use. Okay. Well, red holly, which we could add. So if I was to add this, it would look like this. So like, you like the high and low. We also have the little pieces of holly too. So if we took out the low, wow, weird hair day. And these are also from Shinoda. So I have that holly there. And we have this one here. Or we can go holly on top. And then add both of these at the bottom so it feels symmetrical. I'm not sure if I want to do high-low or add the berries. Like this one is missing the red one, so let's find the right one. So 2. So I'd go right in here. Or we can just add holly and forget the balls. But I kind of like the balls. What do you think? I like that look. Like, here's how it's going to look for you. Up. Kind of up like that. Like, I kind of like the holly inside because it doesn't take away from him. We could ixnay the balls and just put nothing, but I'm just using that as a placeholder. We could just do holly all the way through. I'm thinking I like the ball though. Like, I liked this look. Like that. Of course, they'll line up a little bit better, but I think I like that. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna take this out. These ones we actually will glue in. So I'm going to put the holly up a little higher. We will tuck that down below. And I've got my little pick. I'm going to go ahead and trim at the bottom. And then on the back, I have my hot glue gun on. So I'm going to take those. And I just kind of want to lay that right inside. I want that just like that. We're going to remove the green. I feel like I'm doing surgery. And we're going to add the big balls. So this one's going right down here. So it's going to actually stick to our pipe cleaner. Let's fix our ribbons. Go over to the other side. And we will remove this one. And I'm going to go ahead and just move our deco mesh around so we have some nicer coverage down here. Under our red, I'm just moving the red from before so that that will sit on our green. We are almost done. Here we go. Placing this down right among the green. And then we'll remove this one. Tuck that back down. Make sure that we have good coverage right there. And we will line up our glue on that pick. Flip this right back down. And we want this slightly on top. We'll fix our half bows that were slightly interrupted in the process. And I think we're all good. I'll fix this one up here for our double bow because it's so much easier to do it while I have it down here. Okay, I'm going to pivot you up. We're going to put it on the door. Oops, I thought of something. I need to add my zip tie. So hold on a sec. I'll just show you guys how we're going to do it. Let me find a bigger zip tie. First of all, grabbing a zip tie. Okay, so remember those 2 holes we had at the bottom? Or at the top? Right in here? Like we had those 2 holes? I'm just putting my zip tie in. I have to go in from the inside to the inside because I want the zip tie portion to be over here. And I'm going to cut off the little tail. And we have our hanger. Oops, I never checked this one off. Okay. So there's that one. So you have a couple hanging options. You can hang it from where I added the hanger, which means it's going to hang here. So let me finesse all this stuff so that everything is in its proper place. So there's one hanging option. It's actually like, I use this section of my door for a balance. This is hanging low. You could forego the hanging option, right? That I just added, and you can go to the center of your circle or your oval, meaning right inside here. So instead of hanging it from up here, we can hang it down here, which will place our nutcracker higher up on the door, which is why I also don't cover my wreaths, because you have more hanging options that way. Okay. So just finish your bows, redo all your ribbon tails, remove all your glue threads. Make sure that you can see everything that you have put into this design, and make sure that you know that everything looks all nice, because we've been touching and fussing and putting things in different places. So make sure that everything is where you want it to be. And that's where I like it to hang, because like I said, it's centered in that section of my door. Okay. All I have is like a screw in my door. I don't have an actual hanger, but I think that's centered. And that is the Nutcracker design for 2024. It is available for sale on my website. You can grab this one. It's the only one I have. It's the only one I can make. And that's all I have for you. So, Joan, don't worry about it. She said, donkey's behind again. I fell asleep. Don't worry about it. That is what that is for. So, the great thing about the oval, unique in the Creek frame, is, like I said, it's already got all the holes there for you. It creates a very flush back on your wreath. That is the look that you get simply by using 22 pieces of deco mesh, which if you're using like one roll, you're going to need to get 2 because you're doing 20-inch pieces. So you can only get 18 out of a roll, a 30 foot, 10 yards roll. So if you did something with like border mesh where it had all the colors and you wanted to do all of the things, you're going to need 2 rolls. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to come back on Friday. You want to see? Here's a sneak peek for Fridays. This is a sneak peek. We're going to be doing the bear. We're going to be doing berry Christmas wreaths. So come join us where we will make this on Friday at 5. We're going to do a mountain cabin Christmas wreath. So I hope you guys will come back for that, which is Friday at 5 Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.